Welcome to Infield Fly, 303 Network's favorite podcast. I'm Jonah White, the Stephen A. Smith of the podcast, and here's the Skip Bayless of the podcast, Tommy Hodgkins.
Wow, that's an insult. Wow. I walked in this morning and on the TV I saw Skip Bayless has LeBron James as his 9th best player of all time. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, we will not be talking about NBA here, that's for sure.
Not here, that's right.
But yeah, we're the Skip and Stephen A. of
in that order.
Yeah, sure.
well,
yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, we're glad to be back. Episode 12. And I don't know. We got some things to talk about. I don't know. We can get right into it if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, I know we had Max on the show a few weeks ago. We were talking Tigers with him. And since then the Tigers have kind of taken a turn for the worse. There's the Tarik. We'll talk about their top two pitchers here. The Tarik Skubal news. He had surgery to remove loose bodies in his elbow.
Yeah, what is that?
Classic. I don't know. Like, what's it like? What's in his elbows?
Yeah,
or his elbow. What are these loose bodies? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. But he should be out several months, I think. So that's not a good thing for the Tigers for sure.
Yeah, several months sounds like most of the season.
Yeah, exactly. And he's in a contract year, so even if like the Tigers wanted to trade him at the deadline, they're gonna get like significantly less.
Almost nothing.
Yeah,
or nothing.
Right. I think he will come back before the end of the year, but I don't know if they're out of the playoffs.
It's a huge problem for the Tigers either way.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know who knows who he'll end up signing with in free agency.
Probably the Dodgers.
Maybe the Mets. Yeah. So. Yeah, not great news for the Tigers. I feel like that's kind of arguably the best pitcher in baseball, out for months. So yeah.
Good thing he didn't pitch in the World Baseball. Good thing he left the team early in the World Baseball Classic, though.
Yeah, I meant to say that. Yeah, it's like good thing he preserved his arm in the WBC just so he can get injured a month into the season. So glad that worked out for him.
Yeah.
And then did you see this Framber Valdez stuff?
I did see it. We've talked about Framber Valdez, exactly. I believe, earlier in this podcast.
Yes.
Thinking that, something was going to happen this season and something
We were right. Yeah, so after giving a back-to-back home runs against the Red Sox, Framber Valdez, first pitch of the next at-bat, he plunks Trevor Story in the back, ends up getting tossed.
I believe with his first four-seam fastball of the season.
It's true. Actually, in the last year, Framber Valdez, in the last calendar year, I think, Framber Valdez has thrown 2 four-seam fastballs. Both of them were hit batters. So he got the 5-game suspension. And I don't know, it's so strange. Like, it seems he has like an anger problem or something that he just takes it out on the field. Like, and he doesn't know how to hide it. Like, he's thrown 2 four-seamers in the last year, and both of them were hit batters.
And the one that he threw at his catcher.
And then the cross-up was so clearly just like him taking out his anger on someone else.
That was what most outrageous.
Yeah. I remember like rewatching that a couple of days ago and like seeing Framber's face like just like full of rage, like even after he crosses up his catcher. It's so strange. Like, you don't really see that.
Strange. You don't see that. I mean, like, I don't know. You see pitchers with, players with anger problems come out in various ways, and pitchers that are prone to plunking hitters when they're upset. But the plunking his own catcher is the one that still does it for me. And then the fact that like he doesn't even hide it.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing.
Hiding it when he's throwing at somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It is remarkable. He's one of one.
Yeah. I don't know how he like deals with things off the field, but like it seems like he takes out all his anger that he like has on the field. He keeps that on the field and like takes out on that that way.
And that's a little bit unusual.
It is, yeah, and yeah, it's really
go punch a water cooler or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's I don't know. That's kind of
Yeah.
thoughts on that one.
I feel like, I mean, there's not. I guess the only question I have for myself is, does this make me really like him or really hate him? Because you know, on some level, as a fan, you know, I like it when players are unique. They find their niche.
Right.
They make the game entertaining, and I think, you know, he falls into that category. I don't think I want to be on his team.
Definitely not, or playing against him, either of them. I don't want to be on the field with him. I want to watch him from afar.
Yeah, but it's also amazing because he's such a good pitcher.
Yeah, right.
Like if he was just a bum, he might not get away with it.
Right.
But he kind of, I don't know. AJ Hinch didn't really defend him at all.
Right.
But he's still gonna be like, he's not going anywhere. He's not gonna, like, I don't know, 5-game suspension for a starting pitcher is what, big deal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is. And well, AJ Hinch is also cheated in 2017. So, but I don't know. I think it makes me like Framber less.
I guess so.
Like, because obviously there's like the Zach Greinke's of the world, or Max Scherzer. I know you might have a different opinion of Max Scherzer, and I think that like the way they are unique and the way they like kind of the way they present themselves are different than like every other player that's ever played baseball.
Yeah.
I think that that's more of a unique like way, whereas Framber is just, I don't know. It's just like, it just feels like not. It feels kind of harmful. Like he's potentially like hurting his own catcher, putting other players in danger. I don't know.
Yeah, the way to do it, I think, the example to follow is that of actually somebody who was thrown out of the game for intentionally hitting someone with a pitch with the Nationals last season. But what he really did that was, I think, the right way to take out your anger was when he was on the Mets and he threw his glove into the stands.
And remind me,
a few years ago.
Remind me this.
It was early in the season. The Mets were terrible. He got taken out of a game, and on the way to the dugout, he threw his glove over the netting into the stands, and he got released. And then in the post-game press conference, he said, "I think we're the worst bleeping team in the whole bleeping MLB," and he got released.
Yeah,
but you know why? That made me like Jorge Lopez. Still one of my favorite players.
Yeah, that was such an awesome quote.
Is he still on the Nationals?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
That reminds me of a different.
He went 6-0 with a 6.57 ERA last year.
Anyway. I remember that. They were like he kept like blowing games, and then like we would take the lead back, and so he would be the winning pitcher.
But yeah, so Framber Valdez, I think should take one from Jorge Lopez.
This reminded me of a different Nats versus Mets incident in 2018. It's when the Nats beat the Mets 25-4. But
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember being in like the park or something, and somebody said, "Look at the score."
Yeah,
it's a little embarrassing.
I think my dad and grandfather were at that game. But in 2018, Sean Kelly for the Nats comes in relief. He gives up a home run. Even it's like a 20-run game, so it's like doesn't matter. But he spikes his glove.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember that.
And then because
he was upset that he was in the game rather than a position player.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an insult, which it was.
Mm-hmm. And apparently the rumors were that he got like into a physical altercation with Mike Rizzo after the game, but like behind closed doors, and he got released the next day, or maybe that night. So that's what that reminded me of. But I had something else I was gonna say. It was, It also, the Framber incident also reminds. Well, the thing with that is like I don't get giving up home runs and then plunking the next batter.
I don't really get that
it's
either.
So stupid. Like, just be better. Stop giving up home runs.
Well, the
it's
purpose
not
of
their
it
fault. They're so good.
Is that you want to tell, an old fashioned way. That you want to, you don't want the hitter to show you want the hitter to know that if the hitter shows up the pitcher, his teammate is going to get plunked. Or he's going to get plunked the next time, but these days it's not, I don't think Framber thought he was going to be in the game the next time he faced them. So, but I think, so the idea was that you were protecting yourself from getting shown up by as a hitter, you wouldn't show up the pitcher because you'd be screwing over your next teammate. But if you're not showing him up, if all you're doing is hitting a home run, then it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what I thought the basis of it was.
Right. No, I think you're right. I'm just saying and there have been instances of, you pimp the home run or you get in a fight with the pitcher and then the next guy gets plunked. And I kind of see the logic to that.
Yeah, but I think that's a completely separate issue.
It's a different thing. Yeah, it's not what this was.
Framber's just mad that he's playing poorly.
And I agree that
it reminds me of Hunter Strickland. Hunter Strickland.
Well, that was justified because of who it was. But
that was solely because he gave up 2 home runs in the NLDS 2 years before or 3 years before, and he's just still mad that this player is better than him.
Hunter Strickland, one of my favorite players of all time. But yeah. Anyway, we gotta move on.
All right. So we feel like we talk about the Cubs a lot. They're on another 9-game winning streak. They swept the Reds this week, who were playing really well before the series started. 3 of those were walk-offs.
One of them.
Yeah. 15 wins in a row at Wrigley Field.
Quite remarkable.
It just seems like everything is going right for the Cubs.
3 of them against the Mets.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty remarkable. Yeah, just 15 games in a row.
Not everything is going right for the Cubs. Matt Boyd.
Yeah, Matt Boyd tore his meniscus surgery.
Sitting down to play with his kids.
Yeah, but I don't know that the fact that they've been able to overcome 2 Matt Boyd injuries, the Cade Horton injury, just from the sheer strength of this offense is pretty impressive. And a side note, I was at the game yesterday, and I got to see a Sal Stewart home run in person, which is my life is complete now. I get with my guy Sal Stewart, but the Cubs are playing really well. Even lucky things are going their way. There was an incident yesterday where it was bases loaded for the Cubs. And I forget who, but someone hits a grounder to the third baseman. Third baseman tags third and throws it home to Tyler Stevenson, the catcher.
I did see this.
Yeah. And Tyler Stevenson forgot the rules of baseball. It was a Lindor moment. He didn't tag the runner.
Other people have done similar things.
He thought it was a force out and didn't tag the runner. I was like, oh, that was just shocking.
I've seen that before. I mean, it's pretty dumb. But
yeah, I've
seen that before. Speaking of dumb things.
Uh-huh.
Thought about going to the Cubs game, but instead I decided to watch the Mets game on TV since Keith Hernandez is back in the booth.
Uh-huh. Seinfeld star Keith Hernandez.
Yeah. And have you ever seen... let's give you a scenario. Guy hits a foul ball. It's a grand slam. Mm-hmm. How does that happen?
Guy hits a foul ball. It's a grand slam.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Foul ball and a grand slam.
Does it have to do with fan interference or something?
It has to do with the fact that the Colorado Rockies are such a poverty franchise.
I saw this. No, this was
that they don't have cameras where there are supposed to be cameras. So it was an obvious foul ball.
No, it was not. It was a home run.
It was a foul ball. It was definitely a foul ball. But they didn't have any cameras, so quote unquote they couldn't overturn the call because they couldn't tell.
Well,
because the Rockies, I don't think you should be rewarded for not having enough cameras in the ballpark in the age of the surveillance state and ABS and unlimited replay, and now we're losing a game because there's not a camera down the line where they're supposed to be.
This is unbelievable. Mets fans find any way to make an excuse and to cope with their team being bad.
You're fine.
This is the biggest cope I've ever seen in my life.
Balls.
Which is this is just unbelievable. I can't believe what I'm hearing right now.
Most of the games the Mets have lost.
Mets fans can complain about anything.
Hold on. Most of the times the Mets have lost this year.
Do you hear yourself right now?
Have been fair and square. Listen, yes, most of the losses have been fair and square. They're a bad team. They're still a bad team. That doesn't change the fact that yesterday Jake
McCarthy's better than your whole team. That's what happened.
You shouldn't lose a game in 2026 by giving up a home run on a foul ball. You're telling me they can afford
They reviewed
ABS
it. They reviewed it.
Review and pitching labs and
what's the data on how many cameras they have? Do they actually have fewer cameras?
They looked at they were doing the replay.
So you don't know this. You're just theorizing.
No, they had one camera like way down the third baseline or whatever that was supposed to see it, but it was so far under the bleachers that it didn't see so far under the overhang that
It was such a moonshot. He crushed it so hard.
High enough.
You couldn't see
but
it
I'm just
on
saying,
the
in
camera.
the age of pitching labs and ABS and, exit velocity and launch angle and all these StatCasts and all these things, and you can't put a camera down the line to show that it's a foul ball with the game on the line that actually matters to the game. I don't know.
I've never heard that excuse before. That's awesome.
Because it usually doesn't happen. You usually don't give up grand slams on foul balls.
Well done.
Okay. I was a new
Did you see that? Did you see that the robe that Jake McCarthy was wearing after that grand slam?
I didn't see
awesome. Pretty awesome. So the Phillies.
Boo.
Yeah, I know. They just something to note. They were 9-19. If I think I have this right, they were 9-19 with Rob Thompson.
Like
yeah, 9-19 with Rob Thompson. They're 8-2 with Don Mattingly. So Don Mattingly needs one more win, and he already has as many wins this year as Rob Thompson, and almost as much as the Mets. But interesting to note, they're now they're in second place yesterday. Nats won yesterday, so now they're back in second place. But something to keep an eye on. Something to keep an eye on with the Phillies there. I don't think they're going to catch the Braves at all, but they might be back in the playoff push. Speaking of the Phillies, you wanted to talk about our least favorite players.
Yeah, I think this would be a good topic.
This is a great topip
to go. I think we'll have a lot to say about.
I think a lot of my fandom of baseball in the last 4 years, because the certain team won the NL last 4 years ago, has been dictated by hatred. And so I like this. I like this segment.
That's being a sports fan.
Yeah, exactly. Haters
gonna hate.
So
what it's all about.
I made a list. I have 6 players that I thought of off the top of my head.
I didn't make a list, but I could think of 6 players off the top of my head.
Do you want to go back and forth?
Yeah, Chase Utley.
Okay.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the whole Chase Utley incident, Ruben Tejada. My least favorite player, I think we're aligned. Is also going to be on your list.
Oh, you're going to steal this one.
It's I feel like I earned this. It's Bryce Harper, the Judas of DC sports.
Yeah.
He betrayed the Nationals. But to be fair to him, in his opening press conference with the Phillies, he said, I want to bring a title back to DC, and the Nats won the World Series the next year without him. So that's pretty awesome. Shout out to Bryce Harper for bringing a title back to DC by leaving.
Yeah, but I think that that's definitely has to be on the list. I think there's only one player I could think of on the Mets that is one of my least favorite players because of how bad he was on them. Actually, there's multiple. But the top of that list, in terms of someone that earned their way onto the list by being so bad on the Mets, is Jason Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Long time ago.
Wow.
But how could, as a Mets fan, there's no way you could forget.
Did he not have a few good years?
Not on the
one?
Mets.
Wow.
No.
Was he a Pirate before this?
He was good on the Pirates, good on the Red Sox. The Mets signed him back when the Mets were poor on a big contract. So it was a big deal. And
3 years.
He was just unplayably bad.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why my formative years as a Mets fan after 2006 were devoid of playoff appearances. So
yeah, let's see. He played 3 years with the Mets, 237 batting average.
Back when this was back in the day when you're supposed
batting
to get
average was everything.
270.
Yeah, and the 687 OPS. So yeah, not great.
No.
My next one is a former Met. It's Pete Alonso.
What?
Yeah, it's Pete Alonso. Do you know?
That's
do you know
stupid.
what? Do you know where it really clicked for me that I hated Pete Alonso? It was the 2 home run derbies that he competed in.
And he won?
Yes, because he took it so seriously. It cuts to him in the batting cages meditating.
Took it so seriously as opposed to what?
It's supposed to be a fun event, and he's
was
like,
fun. He
he's
won.
it seemed like this was life or death for him, and then eventually Juan Soto beat him in I think it was 2022 in the home run derby. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Pete Alonso. I saw him 2018 in the Futures game. And I was like, he hit a home run. I'm like, this guy's really good. And I don't know. He also, I'm not a fan of his personality.
What?
Yeah, I'm not.
He's genuinely a good guy.
He seems like he like puts people off. I don't know.
It's funny because there's players that have been on the Mets that I've liked that I've like. No, Pete is like genuinely, he's a good guy.
He's just he seems like someone I don't want to be around. But
that's so outrageous. That's so stupid. He's actually, and I'm glad he's on the Orioles because I could still root for him. No, he's genuinely like universal. Everyone in the Mets organization liked Pete Alonso.
Well,
he's just a good guy. Like,
another thing I think about is
he was into like the charity stuff, the Tunnel to Towers.
What charities was he supporting?
Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
What's that?
Maybe you don't like it, but no, to support the victims of 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not from New York, but he just kind of embraced it.
Where is he from?
Which you have to respect. Where is Pete?
Is he a California guy?
I think Florida.
He's definitely a Florida guy. Yeah. He's from Tampa.
Anyway, he embraced the Mets. He exuded class. He was one of those people. And he's the Mets all-time home run leader. So that's a terrible answer. All right.
Class is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, we're running a little bit low on time, so I'm going to move on from that terrible answer, and I'm going to go with Trent Grisham.
Trent Grisham. Wow.
Pretty good reason for that.
Well, he helped us in 2019 , so.
That's main reason. And if it wasn't for Trent Grisham, I wouldn't have to deal with being reminded that the Nationals have more World Series than the Mets.
In the last 40 years.
In the last 39 years.
Yeah.
Not 40 years. 40 years ago, Mets won the World Series.
True.
But I just wouldn't have to deal with that. If Trent Grisham had known how to pick up a ball in right field in a game against the Brewers on a hit by Juan Soto in the wild card game, the fifth wild card extra bonus Rob Manfred team.
Yeah. Well, no, this was back when it was 2 wild card teams.
Yes, so still a bonus playoff charity berth.
Well, we were the first wild card team.
Oh, whatever.
So we wouldn't even play the Brewers. That's why we had a home game. I was there.
Whatever it was. If he just could have picked up the ball,
but he didn't.
Have had to deal with it.
He didn't, and the rest is history.
And now he's like a jerk on the Yankees.
Yeah, true. That's true. My next guy, we talked about him last week, Dalton Rushing.
Yes,
it's a new addition to the list.
With.
Yeah, a new addition to the list. And you see, he had a statement the other day of how he wants to change his image. He's like, I'm not a mean guy. I'm a nice guy. Yeah, it's like, okay, don't be calling like Miguel Amaya. Like,
it's gonna take a while.
Insulting him on the field. Yeah,
he's dug himself quite the hole. In 1 month.
All right, you have another one?
That's pretty impressive. I'm sure I do, but you can give me one more, and I
have Alec Bum.
Yes, great
on my list.
Great choice.
Although he did have a great quote. I think it was 2021 or 2022.
I hate it here.
Yeah.
It was.
I hate this effing place.
Yeah.
Which was
against the Mets.
Yeah.
And he complained about the Mets having a microphone in center field, which is the reason he didn't get a hit that game a couple of years later.
Yeah.
And he got the game. Bum.
The Alec Bum, I hate this effing place was the truest thing he ever said. But then he backtracked that, and I was like, all right. I don't like you anymore.
Yeah, Alec Boehm, that is an excellent choice. I got two more ready. I'll give you Roger Clemens. It was before I was born, but I think first of all, it's an obvious answer. Second of all, he threw a bat at Mike Piazza. That's in the category of Framber Valdez throwing at his own catcher.
Yeah,
So,
I think
before my time, but not a fan.
Yeah, I think from that era, Kurt Schilling could be on the list too. But we weren't really
for on the fields.
Yeah, that's true.
On the field, he was kind of lit.
Yeah, the bloody sock.
Sure.
Right. I also have Bryson Stott. With that stupid walk-up song.
The Phillies?
Yeah, the stupid walk-up song. Everyone in Philadelphia loves that song. I hate it. And then my last one is Brandon Marsh. Just
Caveman.
gross. Just gross.
Literally
wets his
gross.
hair between every inning. Like, what's the point of that? It's gross. Not a fan of Brandon Marsh.
Yeah, I think that we might have to revisit that segment.
Yeah. I have a Hall of Fame
You
nomination.
have a Hall of Fame nomination. All right, well, we know the rules. It has to be unanimous, and it has to be one vote to keep him on the ballot.
Jerry Blevins.
Jerry Blevins.
2014
Mets
National,
legend, Nats
2015
legend.
to 18.
I saw him get a single in person. Now he's on the Mets post-game show.
And then my Jerry Blevins story, it was opening day when he was on the Mets, but it was at Nats Park. And like all the Nats fans were booing all the Mets. And then when Jerry Blevins was announced, everyone starts cheering. And Jerry Blevins is like, yes! It's so funny.
Yes. Jerry Blevins.
I'm going to vote a yes on
I'm going to
Jerry
vote
Blevins.
a yes as well.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Jerry Blevins joins Richard Lovelady as the second Infield Fly Hall of Famer.
Two
Congrats.
relief pitchers.
Two relief
So
pitchers.
The Infield Fly Hall of Fame now has two
Both
people in
lefties.
it. That's right.
Both Mets and Nats. So
Jerry Blevins.
maybe Lovelady is the reincarnation of Jerry Blevins.
Yeah.
But,
Maybe he'll be on the Mets post-game show one day.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Jerry Blevins.
Wait, they should get both of them.
Yeah. Wow. It's quite the theme on the
Yeah,
Infield
I
Fly
know.
Hall of Fame. I think it's a good Hall of Fame so far.
That's a great, elite Hall
Yeah.
of Fame right there. Two legends of the game.
I'm looking forward to who gets the next nomination. Well,
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Tune in next week. All right, Tommy. It's time for Stump Tommy. Tommy's been stumped every single time.
11 times.
That's right. So for context to this question, a little bit of context, the Mets payroll is a little bit over $350 million, between $350 and $375 million. So naturally, who batted cleanup for the Mets yesterday? Who batted fourth for the Mets yesterday?
Oh, God.
I thought of this as soon as I saw the lineup.
So, it's some bum.
It's possible to get this.
okay.
Took it a little too easy.
Really?
Who hit cleanup?
Yesterday.
No more hints. But $375 million. And who does David Stearns have batting cleanup?
Francisco Alvarez?
No. The answer is Austin Slater.
Oh, wow. Wow, when did he even join the team?
A week and a half ago. I mean, the Mets had three guys. You know how when you get somebody off waivers, it's like the scrap heap where you just anybody, like most teams don't want him, but anybody can get him. The Mets had three of those in their lineup yesterday. Austin Slater batting fourth, Andy Ibanez batting sixth, and making his Mets debut at shortstop, Vidal Brujan. It's just anybody. I mean, Tommy Hodgkins might be able to. If you can get yourself on waivers,
I have a flight to New York to catch.
it could be anybody.
That's awesome. What was that? What was the outfield? Who was the other outfielder that?
Tyrone Taylor. That was the other outfielder.
Yeah. Oh, and
Slater. That was the Mets outfield. Not for the
Awesome
first time
outfield.
this season. And it's true. This is true. Like at the end of the day, like it is unfortunate they lost on a foul ball home run, but at the end of the day, like this is a bad situation.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to watch, at least from my point of view.
Yeah.
But especially when Jake McCarthy hits grand slams over the foul pole.
Foul, just to the right of the foul. It was foul. You could kind of tell. It's like the whole evidence to it was a foul ball. Whatever.
All right, name a player.
Name a player. This is let's see. How about Travis d'Arnaud?
Travis d'Arnaud. I think he's a.
He's an Angel. He was playing for the Angels.
I think he's Filipino heritage.
Series. Really?
Yeah, he's like a half or quarter Filipino.
Yeah,
so
Mets legend.
Shout out to him.
There's a few Mets legends in the league right now, but none of them are on the Mets.
I'm gonna go with World Series champion Michael A. Taylor.
Michael A. Taylor.
Not to be
what about
confused
Jose
with
A. Ferrer?
Jose, that's a good one. That's a good name of player as well.
Happ.
J.A. Happ.
We do need to do the all-name team at some point.
Yeah, wait, yeah. We'll have to get that in the agenda. But yeah.
All right, Skip. Good to be back with you.
For sure.
Just the two of us. How about the Savannah Bananas filling up like all sorts of stadiums?
They were on the TV at a bar I went to, and I was so pissed.
Anyway, how to get that in? Well, we'll see you next week, maybe with a guest, maybe without. For Skip Bayless, I'm Jonah White, saying so long from 303. Thanks for listening to the 12th episode of Infield Fly. Let's go, Mets.
Let's go, Nats. Go Who's.